am a traveling quantum healer who loves astrology, music, art, 5D New Earth, and to laugh. I am Zena Electra, Soul Evolutionary Guide. Welcome. Greetings, beautiful, lovely faces. Zena Electra here. I am on my soul's journey. A lot of people call it Vanlife. Right now I'm in northern Arizona, camping, boondocking, living. This is what I do. This is regular to me now. You guys, I can't believe I'm about to say these things out loud, but I'm going to get straight into it. So a year ago, I've been on the road for 1 year. It was a year in May. Now we're at the end of June. It's about to be July soon. My God. And so a year ago, I gave myself 1 year to live. I gave myself an ultimatum that if I don't have a life that I feel as if is worth living, experiencing, etc., then I was going to take matters into my own hands. I'm sure you have an imagination, you can figure it out. I was going to take matters into my own hands if this life didn't prove to me to be worth the effort that it takes to just be, continue, to be okay, happiness, things like that. And so I didn't tell anybody these things. I didn't tell anybody why I left home. I had to leave. I had to leave right away. It didn't matter if I was prepared or not. So last May, when I took off on my journey, the only thing I could tell my family was that I'm going west. I'm going west. I'm going west. Where are you going? Do you know anybody there? Nope. I'll make friends along the way. Do you have any money? Nope. I'll figure it out when I need to. Do you have things in place to be successful? Bitch, I'm not successful now. So what if me being here unsuccessful and being there unsuccessful has anything to do with anything? I left. Very little notice. 2 days. 2 days notice. I left. And all they knew, I'm hopping on 40 East or 40 West, and I'm going west. Home is Nashville, Tennessee. I started off this journey talking about astrocartography. Why was Nashville, Tennessee so bad for me? Nashville, Tennessee, or astrocartography is what we call locational astrology. Everywhere you go or travel to has certain energetic pulls that will give you a particular experience in that area. This is why somebody can go to the Bermuda Triangle and have a lovely time and everything is everything, and somebody else will go and get bit by a fucking shark, random accident or attack or something else. So because the energy for that person that had that negative experience was probably a heavier energy than the person that just had a great fucking time. So Nashville, Tennessee, for me, was my Mars line. If you know anything about Mars, Mars represents chaos, war, frustration. It represents super masculine. All of my jobs were men jobs that I've had back home. And sexual aggression. I was working at Smile Direct Club, making the Invisaligns, right? Making the aligners for people, sexually assaulted. I was working for Lyft. I'd done over 8,000 Lyft rides, sexually assaulted. On a Monday morning at 10 a.m., I was, last job I had in Nashville, driving the city bus, sexually assaulted right before my shift change. Why would I want to be there? Why would I want to be someplace where it doesn't matter what I'm doing, what I look like, what I have on? People just don't want to treat me right, don't know how to treat me right. It's strange. So I gave myself 1 year. 1 year out of that environment to see if I was worth continuing to myself. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else thinks. Ain't nobody else got to do what I do or put up with what I got to put up with or try the ways that I've tried. It's a me thing. It's personal. Was I prepared? No. Fuck no. I had $500. And it wasn't like $500 in dollars. Maybe $300 in cash. $100 on Cash App. And then I had a gift card for doing, what's it called? It's like a survey where they gather groups of people from a certain demographic, and they ask them questions, and then they give them money or some type of incentive for coming in and sitting for that group session learning thing, right? So I had a gift card from that went to gas. And so one day I took off and I drove. Traveling wasn't new to me, but newer in my life. I spent a year living in Jacksonville, Florida. 2020, I was working for United Airlines. I flew every fucking where that I could. I wasn't at home like, oh my God, shaking in my boots. I was out in Puerto Rico and New Orleans. I was in Washington. I was in Chicago. I was every fucking where I could be. And I did all this travel by myself because I've never had anybody to travel with me or to do anything, really. So I'm accustomed to doing things alone. Why not Vanlife too? So I went across the country, very limited money. My only plan was to follow spirit. Wherever it say go, I go. Whenever it says leave, I leave. Whenever it says stay, I stay. That was the only plan that I have had, and it's done very well. It's worked very well for me. So I was staying in Cracker Barrel parking lots. I was staying in casino parking lots, hotel parking lots. And because I'd never done this boondocking, it was a little scary for me. You know what I'm saying? It looks liberating, but it was like, I wasn't quite ready. So my first stop where I went and stayed was Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque! I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I have an aunt and an uncle that lives there, and I didn't know these people like that. Like, they were like the type of aunt and uncle you see like once every 2-3 years. You might go bowling or something, and a few little light conversations, and that's it. I didn't know these people. And so I called them when I got to Albuquerque. I said, hey, I'm just passing through. If you want to see me, here I am, just holler. I'm thinking at most, maximum, we're just going to go get food. Have an hour conversation. I was going to continue on west until Spirit said stop. And that didn't happen. What had happened was I ended up in Albuquerque for a whole month. My aunt and my uncle, they were like, are you okay? What's going on? What is van life? Can you show us examples of what that looks like? Nobody's ever asked. I just assumed people kind of knew. Pretty much is about being homeless and making it look good or something. But I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah. I pulled up my favorite YouTubers and I showed them, and they did their own research. My favorite YouTubers, by the way, Winter is Blue, also known as My Name is Teo. Alyssa Vanilla, I don't think she posts anymore, but her channel was great. Bunny Plays Here, and Adventures with Amanda. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. There's some others that I watch now, but now I'm living the life. I don't really watch YouTubers too much because I got my own thing going on. I have to be present for this. And so they did their research, and they were like, wow, we didn't know Black people did stuff like that. And there's a lot of Black people. And then there's the bushcrafting, and then there's the fishing, and then there's the RV lifers. And then like they went into like this big thing of like researching, trying to understand where I was coming from, and I'm grateful for that. But New Mexico was not the place for me. This time last year, I had $7 to my name. $7 to my name, and a position at as a work camp front desk person in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So my uncle filled up my gas tank and wished me well. So I had a full tank of gas, $7 to my name, and a job on the horizon to work as a work camper in Santa Fe, New Mexico. There, I experienced racism. I experienced, from a millennial, on top of that, I experienced big mean girl energy. My gas was siphoned 3 times from where I was parked camping at. Yeah, I know. From a coworker. And then I thought my manager sent me on a suicide mission to clean rat feces out of the pool room. You gonna do right or no? And if you don't know, rat feces is where the hantavirus comes from. Especially, it's a big thing in New Mexico, in that particular area. So she sent me on a suicide mission in my attempt to get extra hours because I really feel like they were being cut. It wasn't what I was working, what was showing on my paycheck. It was terrible. I didn't go all the way to fucking New Mexico to experience racism and from people who are in a biracial relationship. They just wasn't with no black folk. Makes no sense to me. So I left. Stopped paying my car note because I needed all the dollars I could get for whatever the fuck was ahead. Arizona was always the place I wanted to get to. Back to astrocartography. Nashville has Mars. Arizona has Jupiter. If you know anything about Jupiter, it's the biggest planet in our solar system. It is expansive. It is benefic. It represents good luck, optimism, good luck. Shit, optimism, and people of all sorts. It's very diverse. It's very cultural intensive, and there's learning. And that has been my experience here in my Jupiter line. I've experienced all sorts of people. I've experienced things that have just been gifted to me, big gifts that have come to me. You wouldn't even believe the things that have the opportunities, the experiences, the people that I've met here, the socializing. I experienced the RTR, Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, which is big in January, followed by Schoolypalooza, followed by Van Aid, followed by meeting a whole, or beginning, before all of that, met a whole group of black campers. And that's all I wanted. The whole time I was out west, I didn't see anybody for months that was black like me, that looked like me, that has hair like mine, that doesn't think that anything that I do is weird or interesting, because they understand. The fuck? If you know, you know. It hasn't been perfect. I've made friends. I've lost friends. I've been threatened. I've experienced racism in other places. They don't want to sit me at the counter type of shit. And people are like, oh, I'm so scared of the South. Shit. Wherever there's motherfucking unevolved white people, there's an issue. It don't matter. And they're everywhere. And so the journey isn't perfect. And it was never supposed to be. Y'all see my baby? I show her off every chance I get. So the journey wasn't supposed to be perfect. It's not perfect, even still to this day. But I'm here. And it's been a year. And I've had some time to review. So do I still feel how I felt a year ago? Giving myself 1 year to figure it out. Do I want to continue to live life on Earth? Ew. Earth is such a dirty word. Such a dirty word. And right now, I'm sitting in Coconino National Forest. I have a baby cat that was also a gift that has been amazing to me. We do battle it out because I ain't never been a cat mom. And cats, if you know, you know. they challenge you. But also she loves me because I'm not making her do this. She purring. Yeah, so the answer is yes and no. There's a part of me that's ready to end it. Fuck this shit. Fuck it. Why do I say that? It's the constant survival mode. It's the constant, where am I going to go? When's the next dollar coming from? How am I going to, from here and from there? And then there's the other part that's like, it ain't that bad. What I'm learning spirituality-wise is that money or wealth or abundance don't necessarily have to be in my pocket in order for me to benefit from it. Sometimes I'm in a place at the right time, or I say something that somebody's like, I got something for you. Or I am just minding my own freaking business, or I am playing my trumpet and painting, and people want to, pay for those things. The fact that I played a song that made them feel good, or they see a piece of art that they're like, yeah, I need that right now. The uncertainty is what life is about, not fucking knowing and being uncomfortable. If I was comfortable, there would be no need to grow. You don't grow when you're comfortable and everything's going your way and when all is well. You don't grow. So part of me is thinking, how do I go from being employed with $7 to my name to being unemployed with $5 to my name, and I have a lot more than I did then? More perspective, more patience, more awareness, more inspiration. And so maybe I'll give myself another year to see what happens, to see what comes of everything, because I'm clearly on a new timeline now. I got a new van, I got a cat, I'm in a beautiful location, and things are changing. Are they perfect? No, they're not. They're not. They're not. I don't think anybody wants to be single and broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, pick one. But here my ass is, and all of my glory, both. Both. Well, goddamn. Okay. But everything's taken care of. I have food. I got some gas. There's really nothing that I'm needing for. And that is good. That's fine. That's great. And so I just wanted to share my story with you guys and why I gave myself one chance to live, one year to live. Every day is an opportunity for something to happen, for something to occur, for anything. And I don't want to end it before that day comes and miss out on a whole lot of everything, thinking that I have a whole lot of nothing. Xena Electra Soul Evolutionary Guide, here with my baby galaxy. Here with my baby galaxy, saying happy ascension all. Peace.